Okay, so good evening, everyone. Good evening to Ravi Raj sir.
Good evening.
So, so before beginning this session, let me tell you something about our organization, that is Social Nexus Foundation. So, Social Nexus Foundation is registered under Section 8 of Companies Act and is a non-profit organization, which is an NGO. So, we are dedicated to social upliftment of the society. We want to create sustainable future for children so that the society can be alleviated. We are working for children and women rights under broad context of human rights. This includes providing legal and basic education, spreading legal and social awareness, along with providing legal assistance. We are committed to provide education and awareness in any way we can. We do awareness campaigns, conducting webinars, workshops, sessions, events, both online and offline, also providing books, clothes, food to children. We also work for sustainability and gender equality. Though through adoption of social entrepreneurship, we represent a weaker section of the society and we are dedicated towards their upliftment. And let me tell you something about our speaker of the day, which is Mr. Advocate Ravi Raj sir. So, sir is a graduate in linguistic honors and has done his LLB from Banaras Hindu University, and he has done his internship in NTPC and under Honorable Judge Amit B. Thalakar, and currently serving in Allahabad High Court. He's a practicing advocate in Delhi High Court and Patiala House Court. He is practicing in the field of constitutional and criminal law. He's also helping judiciary aspirants to achieve their goals. Uh, First of all, I would like to thank you, sir, for taking out your time from your busy schedule to give us time to enlighten us.
Thank you.
So
Thank you so much.
I would like I would like to start this webinar. So please
Sure, sure,
begin.
sure, sure. Thank you. Thank you so much, Social Nexus Foundation, for calling me and giving me such an opportunity to enlighten students and few other listeners who are over there for the very, very good topic that is POCSO, Prevention of Child Against Sexual Offences Act, in relation to Article 21. So I will be having my webinar or my discourse through PPT. So I will be sharing a screen for you guys. Please do let me know once it's on your screen. I'm just sharing. Just wait a few moments. Please confirm me if it's there on your screen.
So it's visible.
Great, great. So today we are going to talk about a contour of POCSO Act in light of Article 21. See, basically, I'll tell you, or I will try to dis- keep my discourse over the few things, that is the Prevention of Child Against Sexual Offences Act, which has come into being in 2012, how it came into being, what are the different things which has been amended to this act by the POCSO Amendment Act 2019, and few of the rules 2020. I will also try to aware few of you and through you the whole society that how in these days the children who are there who is going to have effect with such kind of sexual harassment, how we can save them, we can save their childhood, because that is the most precious moment of a life as far as I can think. Childhood is something where the children, any kind of children coming from any society, they don't care from where they are coming. They enjoy their childhood as much as they can, and they should. They have every right to enjoy that childhood. But meanwhile, due to some unruly behavior of the society, or you can say some kind of very menace capacity of the society, their childhood can be snatched away through some very wrongful means. For this, our government has also done a very beautiful thing by taking or by enacting this kind of act. Though my suggestion is the government itself cannot do all things at all. They are not only the stakeholder in our society. The main stakeholder in our society is we, the people. When you read the constitution, that is the Samvidhan, The very first line of the preamble says, "We, the people of India." It means the greatest stakeholder of our society is we, the people of India. In keeping light or in keeping view of these things, I'm going to start my webinar. I hope it will affect or it will enlighten all of you, and you will carry forward these kind of discourse and aware the people of the society not to do anything which is going to take away or snatch away the childhood from any of the children of this society, because you might have seen that every child is a special child and every child is born free to live in the society and to do whatever they wish, because that is the most golden part of anyone's life, whether it's me, whether it's you, whether it's everybody of the society. Those who have come to this earth in their childhood, if you ask them what was the most memorable moment of the life, whether you ask from a teenager, whether you ask from an adult, whether you ask from a poor guy or an old guy, they all will have the same answer. The most memorable moment of their life or the most memorable and golden period of their life is their childhood. So please make aware people through you. I'm taking this opportunity that many of us are unaware that what are the various laws through which we can save our children, and what are the various things which we inculcate in ourselves, which we inculcate in our children, so that they will be also saved from these kind of menaces. Starting with, first of all, let me tell you something about Article 21. Article 21, which is there of the Constitution, it's said to be the reservoir of the fundamental rights. What do you mean by reservoir of fundamental rights? Basically, reservoir of fundamental rights means if any of the fundamental right which is not expressly mentioned in any type or any article of the part 3, that is the fundamental rights, then the courts has the liberty or court can take liberty to put that fundamental right under Article 21. If you go by the wordings of Article 21, it says a right to life and personal liberty. Further, it says no person shall be deprived of his life and personal liberty except according to a procedure established by law. If the law allows to curtail someone's personal liberty, if the law allows through a due process, then someone's life can also be taken. But that is the rare of rarest thing. Same goes with the children. The children are considered to be the most vulnerable section along with the women in our society. So it is our prime duty to take care of them in a very good manner and in a very delicate manner, because they are very much sensitive. They are sensitive towards us, they are sensitive towards the society. Even a very small thing can imprint in their mind, and it can take their life or it can take the course of their life into some other way. So it is very important. You might have heard from your elders in the household that बच्चों को बहुत ध्यान से रखना चाहिए, बच्चों का दिमाग बहुत कोमल होता है, आप उनको जो सिखाइएगा they will copy that. So it is our responsibility to do something which is very good for the children, which will not affect their mind in a negative sense. Like someone is smoking, very simple example, if someone is smoking, you will not, or someone smokes, don't go in front of the children. Every people say कि बच्चा सीख जाएगा उससे. It is somewhere in his subconscious mind, the whole process goes on. Like if he is seeing something on the television, if he is using a smartphone, which is very common these days. So how आप आज बहुत common है, हर बच्चे के हाथ में दिखेगा, you are going that they have the smartphone, they can easily manage that smartphone. While you'll ask him something regarding your textbook, regarding something from the life, they will not answer. Why so? Because they're every time 24/7 they are seeing the same thing, and in their subconscious mind the same thing is being processed. That's why we are said that children are the most delicate persons or the most sensitive one. to whom we will have to act very sharply. In this process, we will try to see few of the provisions regarding POCSO Act 2012. My concern is not to make you aware about what POCSO Act says, though I have indulged or I have made sure that few of the important provisions I'll let you know about the POCSO Act. But my prime concern is that through you people, because you all are there who are appearing in this webinar or attending this webinar, is somewhere very important to the society, and you can create or you can carry forward this message to many of the people. Thus we can make aware the children of the society, their guardians, the other stakeholders of the children, who can just make our society very safer. Because you might have heard these days that society is becoming educated, but society is not going to be safe from for our children. So my prime concern is that how we will do, how we will deal something, or what we can do to make our society safer, and the children who are living for here, to make their childhood a better place. My prime concern is that though we will have to see, or we will see some of the provisions of the POCSO Act 2012, because it is the law which saves the children, or which says that if you do something with the children, some kind of sexual offenses with the children, you are going to be punished under this act. But let me tell you, this act or this law is creating a deterrent effect. It says that if you do something, if you act something wrong in this manner, then you will be punished. This is not going to stop, because when you see the data, when you see the NCRB reports, that is National Crime Records Bureau reports, after 2012, the crime against the children as far as the sexual offenses are concerned have not decreased drastically despite of such an stringent law. Why so? Because this act is nowhere providing for to stop these kind of act. This act is saying that if you done something wrong, then we will punish you. So in this course, it is our duty to make the children aware about that. Let me first, I'll put it my webinar or my lecture in three parts, basically four parts, where in the first part, I will be taking few of the POCSO Act's provision. Later on, I will be taking with POCSO Amendment Act. Then I will be taking few of the POCSO rules which has come in this year only to stop the menace of sexual offenses, how we can stop them, starting with provisions of POCSO Act. But let me first assure myself, am I audible to everybody now? Please assure me.
Yes, sir.
Great. Okay. Starting with some of the provision of POCSO Act 2012. क्या है ये POCSO Act? Basically Prevention of Child Against Sexual Offences Act. 1992 में UN में कन्वेंशन हुआ. The convention was named as the Rights of the Child. India was a signatory to that, and all the parties in that convention were required to take measures to prevent child from being coerced into any unlawful sexual activity. See, in 1992, this convention was there. Meanwhile, going from 1992 to 2004, Supreme Court has also taken few of the steps and asked the government to please formulate the law to avoid such kind of sexual offenses by the children. Earlier, we have law. We can't expressly say that we cannot have the law, and any person who is doing such kind of sexual offenses with the children, they go unaccused or they go simply out of the jail. There were things which are there were laws which were there in the Indian penal code, that is Bharatiya Dand Sahita. The sections were like 375, 354, and one or two more sections were there where they all gets convicted. Now the specified law, that is the POCSO Act, has been created in 2012. What basically this act says? First of all, a very, very important thing, that this act defines children, who a child is. Any person below the age of 18 years is defined as a child. So it is very much clear that this act pertains to for offenses against those persons who are below 18 years of age. Again, one more thing, child means both the male and the female. So this act is basically a gender neutral act. Though most of the time it is seen that we are only concerned with the female child, but nowadays when the POCSO rules 2020 have come, we are more focused, or we are rather more focused than earlier about the male child also, or the sexual offenses against the male child also. This act basically penalizes any person who commits offenses such as sexual harassment, sexual assault, penetrative sexual assault, and aggravated penetrative sexual assault. See, here we have to see that there are various kinds of sexual harassment, penetrative sexual assault. These kinds of things in our Indian society is not to be talked about at every place. ये ऐसा विषय है जहां लोग बात करने से कतराते हैं। लोग अपने बच्चों को बताते नहीं हैं कि आखिर ये चीज होता क्या है। द सेम गोज विथ कीपिंग अ फ्यू सेकेंड्स ऑफ योर्स टू अनदर टॉपिक। सेम गोज विद द मेंस्ट्रुअल साइकिल। हम बात नहीं कर पाते हैं, हम लेडीज से बात नहीं करते हैं। व्हाट आर द प्रॉब्लम्स दे आर फेसिंग, व्हाट आर द प्रॉब्लम्स रिगार्डिंग द सैनिटरी पैड्स एंड द वेरियस मेंस्ट्रुअल हाइजीन। The most and the foremost important thing in our life for young generations, for we youths, and it's our primary responsibility and duty to aware each and everyone by communicating. Because जब तक हम बात नहीं करेंगे तब तक समस्या का हल नहीं होगा. So the first and foremost thing which you have to keep in your mind to open up yourself, be it any girl who is attending this webinar, through those girls, I want to convey this message to the whole society that please speak up. This is not a matter of shame. It is matter of your hygiene. It is a matter of your health. So when you speak up, then only we can able to provide you health and hygiene. Don't use such kind of things which is not good for your health. The same goes with each and everyone out there with the children. When you speak up with them, when you make them knowledgeable, when you ask them that, dear, this is not a good thing, this is a bad thing, this is such kind of sexual assault, this is such kind of sexual harassment. You might have noticed that many such kind of harassments, many such kind of offenses goes unnoticed. If you will be surprised or shocked to know that when a data came in 2006 by rights of children, I guess, yes, it is the one of the NGO of United Nations recognized NGO. They put a survey. They found that there were 53.2% children who has suffered with this kind of sexual harassment. And to more make you more shocked, the data says out of these 53.2%, 50% of the children who has suffered with sexual offenses, the sexual offenses have been committed to them by their known persons, by their relatives, by their school teachers, by their maids, or whomsoever they have known. So it is quite surprising, it is quite shocking to know that whom we are taking for granted, they are only committing such kind of offenses. You might have heard the slogan, "Rakshak hi bhakshak ban ja raha hai." So this kind of thing, we will have to be very, very careful. And through you, I want to convey to the whole society that please make your children very much aware. उनको बताइए कि गलत क्या है, सही क्या है, कौन आपके साथ क्या व्यवहार करता है. Ask them to speak up. The only problem is with children or the women or the girl is they don't speak up most of the times. Though this has been decreased in case of the girls and the women, but in the children, it has still the same menace, like they can't speak up. So there is a very much need of the society to please allow them, to talk to them, to make them speak up कि बाबू आपके साथ हुआ क्या है, what have you been through. Actually they are not able to convey their message. They find itself is a common process, and in the meantime, in the due course of time, this is going to affect their subconscious mind in a very bad manner. Trust me, most of the time we have seen in the juvenile homes that they have gone through depression, they have committed suicide. So this kind of awareness we need to create in the society. Coming back to the POCSO Act, the various provisions, few important definitions which you need to know about what is sexual harassment, what is penetrative sexual assault, or what is aggravated penetrative sexual assault. Starting with sexual harassment. A person commits sexual harassment if he uses words or shows body parts to a child with sexual intent, shows pornography to a child, or threatens to depict a child involved in sexual act through the media. So these are the very important key definitions where you can see that even showing a body part to a child can be a sexual harassment. See how stringent our law is. So it is our duty to make aware the various stakeholders, including the children, that if someone is showing you the body part to the children, if someone is showing them the body part in a wrong manner, then they must convey this thing to their parents, to their guardians, whomsoever believe. So it is a very, there was some network issue. I hope I'm audible now. Am I audible? Please confirm me.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, great. Thank you. So basically, sexual harassment. So it is our duty to make the children aware, to make them speak up that if somebody has shown their body in a different manner to the children, it comes in the sexual harassment. You should make them aware कि बेटा आपको अगर किसी ने इस तरह से बात बताई है, you just take them and just talk with them, make them speak up, किसी भी तरह वो बताए, so that the subconscious mind where they are feeling such kind of menaces, where the messy things are going around, it will all be very bulky for them, and it will be very problematic for them in the coming future. Trust me, this is going to affect their mind, their subconscious mind, and in due course of time their whole body, and thus they are going to face a lot of bad things, a lot of mental issues, you can say. Their mental health is going to be affected through these kind of things. So it is very important for the persons of the society to make them aware that what basically sexual harassment is nowadays. Because what our society is, from where we belong, the very society, they are thinking, most of us are most of us means the most of the people of our country are not very much educated. They think that sexual harassment means only the rape. This is not so. The rape is only not only the sexual harassment. Even the showing of the body part to a children with sexual intent is a sexual harassment, is a case of sexual harassment. So please make them aware that no, not only the rape is the sexual harassment. This kind of activity is also going to affect the mental health of the children, which is going to be very harmful and dangerous for them in the due course of their time or in their lifetime. Okay, coming to the next thing, that is penetrative sexual assault. If he penetrates his penis into the vagina, into the mouth, into the urethra or anus of a child, or makes a child to do the same or inserts any object into the child's body or applies his mouth to a child's body parts, this is said to be penetrative sexual assault. So, if somebody is kissing the children out of love and affection, that's okay. But if somebody is kissing the children out of these kind of activities, this is going to be a very great menace. So make your children aware that what kind of kissing to the child is penetrative sexual assault, though the children will not able to understand what is penetrative sexual assault. So in our due course of this lecture, I'll make you understand that how we will try to understand the children that what is going to be penetrative sexual assault or what is going to be sexual harassment. Obviously they will not be understanding these kind of bulky words what the law has preferred, but yes, there are something which I'll let you know that how you'll make them understand that this is going to be a bad thing or a wrong which is being committed against them. Going furthermore, we have aggravated penetrative sexual assault, the same kind of thing that is penetrative sexual assault if it is being created by or committed by some kind of police officer, some member of the armed forces, or a public servant, then it comes in the nature of penetrative sexual assault. What I have said you earlier about Rakchak ek Bagchak. In this concept, this section has been formulated by the government of India that these are the people who are the savers, who are being made to save the society, to save this menace. If they are themselves creating or committing such kind of wrong, they should be punished in an extra level. That's why if they have committed this kind of offense, this is being called aggravated penetrative sexual assault. Coming to the next, that is POCSO Amendment Act 2019. The punishment for penetrative sexual assault offense is imprisonment between 7 years to life and a fine in POCSO Act 2012. This has been increased in POCSO Amendment Act 2019. It says that now the minimum term for which the punishment is there is 10 years, which has been increased from 7 to 10 years. It further adds that if a person commits penetrative sexual assault on a child below the age of 16 years, let me tell you at the very beginning, I have made it clear that in this act, one who is below 18 years of age is a child, though if that child is below 16 years of age and penetrative sexual assault has been committed on him or her, that person will be punishable with imprisonment which is minimum 20 years to life and with a fine. Now when you see the criminal law, their fine is going to the account of the government, but in this case, in the case of the POCSO cases, when the fine is being awarded to any of the culprit or the accused, then it is made sure that that fine is set or is sent to the victim for the rehabilitation of the victim, for the various kind of things which is given to the victim. The fine is basically given to the victim to provide him or her some kind of medical aid for their rehabilitation or such kind of thing. So please keep in mind this fine is basically given to the victim and it is assured that victim will get medical assistance with this fine, and this amount is being used in their rehabilitation. Now again, as far as aggravated penetrative sexual assault is concerned, the two more grounds have been added to the definition. See, despite of the Act of 2012, still the rate of crime has not been decreased. So the more stringent law was required and the government came with more stringent law. And this says that there are two more grounds to the definition of aggravated penetrative sexual assault. These are: first, assault resulting into the death of the child. This happens sometimes. that if that assault is such in a very brutal manner that the child is no more in this on this earth. Second, assault committed during a natural calamity or in similar situations of violence. Natural calamity here means if that assault is being committed by some NDRF team. You might have heard that NDRF team went to some kind of place where there is a natural disaster, and if they have committed some kind of offenses with any children, then that comes under aggravated penetrative sexual assault. Currently the punishment is minimum 10 years with a fine. Now the bill has increased, that is the Amendment Act 2019 has increased the minimum punishment from 10 years to 20 years and the maximum punishment to death penalty. See how stringent the law is being now. Still, if there is some kind of offenses being committed under this act, it is not the law which can stop it. It is we, the stakeholders of the society. It is we, the youths, we, the persons with who are the guardians, who are the parents, who are the teachers, can only save this kind of menace because law is such stringent in manner that they are awarding the death penalty in cases of the aggravated penetrative sexual assault. Coming to again aggravated sexual assault, it has also included few of the more offenses like assault committed during a natural calamity and administering of help in administering any hormone or any chemical substance to a child for the purpose of attaining early sexual maturity. It happens sometime when you go into the prostitution racket or the prostitution business. The very small girls, like the girls of the age 10, 12, they have been sent to the prostitution rackets. And what happens if they are not mature to indulge into the prostitution business? What the person does, what the owner of that prostitution racket does, they provide some kind of or administer some kind of hormone to their body so that they can early mature as far as their sexual activities are concerned, their sex organs are concerned. They will mature early so that they can earn from her. So these kind of menaces are there on the backdrop of the society. Now again, very 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 important and a very very very, you can say, problematic feature of the society nowadays is the pornographic material. keeping the view of Keeping the view that the 4G, the internet services, the access to the internet, the access to the smartphones, to each and every household, even we can say to each and every hand of the society, the access of the smartphone and the connectivity. You might have heard from the day when the Geo came into the market, each and everybody has the smartphone. And those who are not getting or who are not able to even operate the smartphone, even take some good things out of that, they also have the smartphone. Then what they are doing? They are doing such kind of pornographic activities. Though this is not very bad, but still for the children, I'm not saying that pornography is good. It is absolutely bad, but you cannot prohibit that on such a level, because when we are talking in a practical sense, it is such a huge industry where it is very 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 much, you can say, problematic, or you can say um, very unenthusiastic to stop that industry in a one go. But yes, it is wrong. However, the content which are there on the pornographic sites, like the content of the children, they have been made banned by this act. It says the act penalizes storage of pornographic material for commercial purpose with a punishment of up to 3 years or a fine or both. However, this act, that means the POCSO Amendment Act 2019, amended this to provide that the punishment can be imprisonment between 3 to 5 years or a fine or both. In addition, bill, that is the POCSO Amendment Act 2019, has added two other offenses for storage of pornographic material involving children. The first one is failing to destroy or delete or report pornographic material involving a child. If you failed to delete any kind of material which has came into your mobile phone or your smartphone mistakenly. If you are not able to delete that, or if you fail, basically if you fail to delete, destroy, or report that material, it is said that you are also you are also committing such kind of offenses. Again, transmitting, displaying, distributing such material except for the purpose of repeating it. If you are reporting it, that's well and good. If you are not reporting and just transferring it, transmitting it, displaying it to some other person, then also you are creating such kind of offenses. Now, the POCSO rules 2020, which says, sorry, the POCSO rules 2020, which came this year only, 4 or 5 months back, like no, 6 or 7 months back. It basically came because POCSO Act 2019, Amendment Act 2019, and POCSO Act 2012, they are serving the purposes, but they are not able to stop the crime rate. So government thought that what we should do so that this crime rate, despite of such an stringent law where the when offense is being committed, the punishment is like death penalty, still the crime rate is not decreasing. What we should do? क्या करना चाहिए हमें? Then they came with a very good set of rules, that is Prevention of Child Against Sexual Offences Rules 2020. What they have focused on this. This is the thing which they have to take care in 2012 itself when they are coming with that. But it's okay. There I durustai. The very first rule which they have made is the awareness generation and capacity building. What do you mean by awareness generation? कैसे awareness generation होगा? सब कहते हैं aware करना है. Everyone is talking about that. To make the children aware, to make the women aware, कैसे करना है? The most important thing nowadays to aware the children and the various stakeholders of the society through the media. Trust me, social media is going to be a very, very vital, important player of the society in coming days. Still, they are there. Still they are there. Through this COVID pandemic, you have seen that how social media has acted in a very great manner. You have seen the various andolan which is going on, the Kisan andolan. You have seen that how it has created in such a huge manner through social media. Everyone, no one, many of the people are going viral rato raat. In a day, in a night, they are going viral. Everybody is starting to social media. Then who should be aware? First of all, the guardians, the stakeholders like the school teachers, the various maids who are coming, the relatives of the children, they have to be make aware. अब पहली बात अवेयरनेस, मतलब हम इतनी बात कर रहे हैं कि अवेयरनेस करना है, कैसे अवेयरनेस करना है और क्या अवेयर करना है, उनको क्या बताना है कि क्या बच्चे से वो बात करे, क्या कहें बच्चों को कि बच्चे जान जाए. Trust me, this is a very early phase to say this, but in coming days, this is going to happen. You can see, sorry, the very important first thing which needs to be taken is good touch and bad touch. What I have told you earlier, that how to make aware, how to speak of the children, कैसे उन्हें बताना है कि sexual harassment उनके साथ हुआ है. The most important thing to make them understand about the difference between the good touch and bad touch. What is good touch and what is bad touch? It totally depends on you, how you interpret that to the very children, because it will depend upon child to child that what टाइप ऑफ कैपेसिटी इज विद द चाइल्ड. कोई बच्चा ऐसा होता है जो बचपन से ही बहुत तेज होता है, कोई होता है दे हैव अ बिट ऑफ स्लोअर नॉलेज, दे ग्रैब द थिंग्स अ बिट स्लो. उनको उस तरीके से समझाना है. बट every child should know that what is good touch and what is bad touch. And let me tell you, everyone was who was there, who was not with this kind of menstrual hygiene to be shown on the various platforms, to be shown on the hoardings. But trust me, these kind of hoardings, these kind of TV advertisements where the menstrual hygiene has been promoted, they have successfully promoted or awared many of the women of our society. So again, same thing needs to be done as far as the children are concerned, because you see there is a separate channel for the children, like YouTube Kids are there. There is a YouTube channel, YouTube app named YouTube Kids. Then there are various Nick comedy channels are there. Sorry, comedy channels are there where you have seen that how this TV is going to affect everyone, every children. You might have heard from the children कि Comedy Central पे वो छोटा भीम आ रहा है. So we have to create such kind of advertisements. We have to make the children aware in such a manner through those kind of characters that what a bad touch is basically and what a good touch is, and how to convey the message of this good touch and bad touch to the society or to their near ones, to their parents, to their guardians. So, this is the most important thing which you have to keep in mind and make the aware society that how it's going to affect the children of the society and how you will make sure that what is a good touch and what is a bad touch basically. The next rules is procedure regarding care and protection of the child. How this thing can be ensured, like procedure, care, and protection of the child. The most important thing is use of smartphones. Let me tell you, the smartphone at the same time it acts as a boon, and at the same time it is acting as a bane. कहते हैं ना एक ही सिक्के के दो पहलू होते हैं. The smartphone is there. It is acting as a boon at one side to provide you information at one touch. At the other side, it is acting as a curse where you can see the pornography is being reached to each and every people's hand in a very simple manner. When you just type on videos, you'll see n number of sites there which are available on the Google itself. When you type there how to make a bomb, you will see n number of articles are over there. So at one time it is acting as a boon, at the other side it is also acting as a curse. So there must be a regulation on the use of the smartphones, not only with the children but also with the guardians and the parents. They will not be allowed to use the smartphones 24/7. There must be some regulations over that so that the children will get to know that yes, this is a good thing, this is a device, this is a technology which can be used for the betterment of the society, not to take society into a cursed manner. Few other things which the government also needs to do. If you go to report such kind of offenses to the police station, you see that the policemen who are there, they are the same officers who are just reporting or who are taking the reports. The investigation officers are the same who are taking the reports of the heinous crimes like rape or the murders under section 300, 299, or attempt to murder under
So
the three.
sorry to disturb you, sir, in
Yeah, yeah,
between,
yeah.
but actually the time is coming to end. Can you please summarize it?
Yeah, sure,
Uh,
sure. Just take me 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes only.
okay, sure, sir.
Okay. So you will see when you go to the police stations, the policemen are in the same uniform. So this needs to be changed that they should be there in the civil dress. There must be some psychologist and a lady officer in the police station. This kind of changes are required from the government side, and we also needs to be changed that yes, now the time has come that this kind of thing should be inculcated in the curriculum of the schools. Like they should know in the school itself, it should be taught that yes, what is good touch, what is bad touch, what is going to be problematic for you, what is going to be sexual harassment for you. Though this kind of terms they will not aware of, they will not going to understand that, but yes, एटलीस्ट मेक देम अवेयर कि अगर उनके साथ इस तरह की कोई भी घटना होती है तो वो अपने पिता माता किन्हीं को बताए जरूर. There must be one very, very good friend of the children so that they will open up every time whatever happens to them. With this note, I hope that you all have benefited and you all convey this kind of message to the society that these kind of offenses are there, law is being made, but it is our duty to protect the children and make the society aware about these kind of offenses. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much, Social Nexus Foundation, for giving me this opportunity to share my views on this POCSO Act and making aware people regarding this. I hope all of you who are attending this webinar will go in the society and act in the same manner what I am doing it with you now. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us. You explained everything very finely. So I have some questions from our participants.
Sure.
Can I go with them?
Yeah. Sure.
Thank you, sir. So the first question which I received was there are several child rights which are under basic human rights propagated by United Nations organization. So do we implement child rights on the United Nations Convention properly? If yes, is it only on provisionary basis or do we have any real implementation?
See, that's what we were talking about, that these kind of information, yes, these kind of things, you have seen that in my very first PPT, that is very first PowerPoint presentation I have shown you, that the child convention was there in earlier 1992, but the law has been formulated in 2012. This is not with the case of only child right. It is with every law. On papers there are n number of things. You can't believe that how beautiful laws are there in our country and how beautiful they have been enacted. The only thing which is not there is the implementation part. So it is our duty. Yes, they are being implemented, but not in such a great manner where they can be implemented. It is our duty, or it is the duty of the government also. You have seen through POCSO rules 2020 that how government has taken the initiative. Now it's our turn to take the initiative and make people aware about these kind of things. Thank you.
Very well, sir. But sir, there is one more question.
Yeah,
Sir,
sure.
so as we have a substantial law which is known as Indian Penal Code 1816 enacted in our society, so
Yes.
what are the what were the loopholes present in the for like this law IPC as the government came up with this POCSO thing like POCSO Act?
See, there are not any specific offenses which has been said in IPC as far as the children are concerned. There was not such kind of offenses. You see, 1860 IPC is basically of pre-constitutional law and you of the pre-British Raj. You can say when they are at its zenith. There, Lord Macaulay has formed IPC. He was the first chairperson of the Law Commission, Lord Macaulay. But at that time, such kind of activities or such kind of awareness was not there in the society, and there is no specific provision as far as the children of the society is concerned or the sexual offenses against the children is concerned. That's why the need of this POCSO was there, and thus the government came with this kind of law.
Very well, sir. So a last question which I received was how was the how the aggrieved party will get the justice out of this act? Like in other words, like what are the remedies provided by this act?
The same kind of remedies are there. You just go to the various police station, register an FIR. There is a rule that within 2 months of your registering of the FIR, charge sheet must be filed, and within 1 year, let me trust you, such kind of stringent rules are there that within 1 year the case will get completed. It is not like the other cases where the case will go on and on like years and years. There is a rule of the Supreme Court in this regard that the charge sheet must be filed within 2 months and the case must be completed, or the accused must be given punishment, or if he is not the culprit, he must be released. He must be released within 1 year from the date of the filing of the FIR. Yes. Any other question?
If someone has some questions, he can type it in the chat box.
Yeah.
So there is no uh, questions in the chat box that are popped up. So I want to thank you on the behalf of our organization, Ravi sir, for taking out time for this webinar and enlightening us on this very important issue of contemporary facet world. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for joining this session. And I hope you all will aware the people who are out there in your society so that the fruits of this webinar will reach to each and every stakeholder of the society. Thank you, Social Nexus Foundation, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Can I leave?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Okay. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Good evening, sir. Everybody can leave this webinar now.